And I'll give the floor to the representative of Pakistan.
Thank you, Mr. President. We would like to thank Deputy Special Coordinator Al-Akbarov for his comprehensive briefing. President, for over 2 years, the world has witnessed in anguish and disbelief a devastating war in Gaza, inflicting untold suffering on the Palestinian people in the Strip, blockaded, bombarded, besieged, starved, over 70,000 martyred, mostly women and children, almost the entire socio-economic infrastructure reduced to rubble. Demands for ceasefire unheeded, and calls for accountability responded with complete impunity. Yet, amidst this carnage, and despite the relentless Israeli onslaught, two major developments took place. First, the high-level conference on the peaceful settlement of the Palestinian question and the implementation of the two-state solution held in July, followed by the adoption of the New York Declaration on 12 September, and the resumption of the conference on 22nd September during the high-level week. The declaration committed to taking tangible, time-bound, and irreversible steps for the realization of an independent state of Palestine, reflecting the overwhelming desire of the international community. And then there was the second inflection point, the result of political engagement and sustained diplomacy, the Sharm el-Sheikh Peace Summit. Regional and international partners gathered around a shared objective to maintain the ceasefire, address the humanitarian catastrophe, and lay the groundwork for a credible political pathway towards Palestinian right to self-determination and statehood. It led to the adoption of Resolution 2803 by this Council last week. And it all started with the 8 Arab Islamic countries meeting with President Trump on 23rd of September. As part of that important group, Pakistan welcomed the initiative and personal engagement of President Trump and the proposals to end the war, rebuild Gaza, prevent displacement, advance comprehensive peace, and halt the annexation of the West Bank. Throughout this period, we have been constructively engaged, consistent with our principled and long-standing support for the Palestinian people and their inalienable rights. But despite these diplomatic advances, the situation throughout the occupied Palestinian territories remains dire, as also testified by the briefing this morning. Ceasefire violations persist. Israeli airstrikes have killed and injured civilians, including children. More than 300 Palestinians have reportedly been killed since the ceasefire announcement. This reveals a stark truth. Peace declared in words has not yet brought full protection and stability on ground. Lives are still being lost, homes are still being demolished, and families remain in fear. The situation in the West Bank is no less grave. Israeli settler and military violence has escalated to unprecedented levels, with October recording the highest number of settler attacks since the UN began monitoring the situation in 2006. Entire communities have been displaced, especially in the northern West Bank, amid closures, raids, and increasing intimidation. Palestinians must be allowed to return to their homes, and communities must be able to function without constant fear. President, to ensure that peace efforts translate into meaningful progress, several priorities must be advanced. First, implement Resolution 2803 in good faith. thus maintaining the momentum generated by the Sharm el-Sheikh summit, particularly advancing Palestinian-led and owned governance, reconstruction, and institutional capacity. The Palestinian Authority's role is central. Peace cannot be negotiated over the heads of the Palestinian people. We hope that there will be more clarity on various aspects of Resolution 2803 going forward. Let me reiterate that together with the US and other Arab Islamic countries, Pakistan joined this process as it offers a pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood. Second, to ensure full adherence to the ceasefire with zero tolerance for unilateral actions, leading to a permanent cessation of hostilities and the withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza. We strongly condemn the attacks by Israeli occupying forces across Gaza. Third, guarantee unhindered humanitarian access. With winter approaching, Gaza's exhausted, displaced, and traumatized population requires full protection and assistance at scale. Obstruction of humanitarian assistance is a violation of international law and must end. Fourth, recovery and reconstruction of Gaza must commence without delay. Fifth, there must be no annexation and no forced displacement under any circumstances. Territorial integrity of Gaza and its contiguity with the West Bank are indispensable for a viable, sovereign, and independent state of Palestine. Sixth, bring an immediate end to Israel's illegal settlement, expansion, and all attempts to alter the demographic or legal character of the occupied Palestinian territory, including the historic status of Al-Haram al-Sharif. Seventh, to ensure accountability for grave violations of international law, because without justice, there can be no sustainable peace. And eighth, to break the cycle of violence, it is necessary to end the Israeli occupation of all Arab territories, including in Palestine, Syria, and Lebanon. There must be a political horizon, a credible, time-bound political process anchored in relevant UN resolutions, leading to a sovereign, independent, and contiguous state of Palestine based on pre-1967 borders with Al-Quds al-Sharif as its capital. The International Conference on the Two-State Solution, its New York Declaration, and the Peace Plan complement each other and should serve to advance concerted and coordinated action to implement commitments for the realization of the ultimate shared goal, that is, the establishment of the Palestinian state in accordance with international legitimacy. That is imperative for durable peace and stability in the Middle East. And we must ensure that we succeed in this objective. President, Pakistan reaffirms its unwavering solidarity with the Palestinian people. Their resilience under unimaginable hardship demands equal conviction on part of the international community. This is a defining moment, of course. Commitments must now translate into concrete actions. Pakistan stands firmly with Palestine in its struggle for dignity, justice, self-determination, and the realization of their independent state. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Pakistan for the statement.